Hi everyone, it's Tawny. In today's video, I wanted to do a little bit of a declutter, kind of sort of just go through some makeup and figure out some things that I wanted to get rid of because I realized I have a lot of makeup and I brought a lot of it with me whenever I moved to this new apartment. I'm currently in my bedroom. You can see my Christmas tree in the background. My cat has been running back and forth. He just moved in today. It'll be official on Monday that like he's living with me, but he moved in today, so he's getting into stuff. But I'm hoping he won't be too much of a distraction. So I apologize if I'm like keep looking at him because I'm just trying to make sure he's not getting into stuff or at least like not messing with where I'm at. I don't care what he does else in the room. But so yeah, the first thing I wanted to talk about, I have this basket of ColourPop shadows. Some of these are highlighters, blushes, and eyeshadow toppers and things like that. I really want to get rid of this Super Shock Cheek in Honeymoon. It's this shade. It's very like, I want to say duochrome, but I honestly don't know if that's like the right word. It's just very glittery, shimmery. I don't think I'll be using it, but it's really pretty, so I think I might keep it. It's one that like I have room for, so it's not like I need to get rid of it, but it's one that like I feel like I should. The rest of these I am going to keep because I do use these somewhat, and I feel like by having this basket and by having it where I do my makeup every day, it'll make me more likely to use those products. Um, I want to get rid of some of my primers. I think I'm going to get rid of the CoverGirl primer, the pore minimizing, and the purple tube. I think I'm going to get rid of this just because I have other pore minimizing primers that I think work just as well. And I could always use the extra room in that drawer. So that one I'm going to get rid of. In my concealer drawer, let's see. I don't really have any I could get rid of because I just bought a couple new ones to kind of like refresh my drawer. So that one they're going to stay. My powders, I want to get rid of this Bite powder because I don't use it. It's the Changemaker powder. I have it in the shade Light 1. I bought it to go with the foundation because I watched a video, I believe it was Raw Beauty Christie, that said to use them together because they work better together, or at least like the foundation works better with the powder, which I kind of get is like the point whenever you're like making stuff, you're gonna like make stuff that goes well together so it'll get people to buy the same thing. Like it'll get them to buy more stuff and spend more money on your brand. So I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna try to use it even without that foundation because I have that foundation, and of course with everything going on with COVID, I wasn't able to properly check the shade. Like I couldn't open the package to see what the shade looked like, and they didn't have any like testers to look at it all. And the shade I got ended up being too light, and with it being a very light coverage foundation, it's not the greatest. I need to work with it and just see if I can make it work in any way. But it's just one of those foundations that's like I'm a little bit in between how I feel about it, but I'm going to keep the powder for now. In my bronzers, I think I'm going to keep all of these because I use all of them. That's one of the categories I don't really buy a whole lot that I don't use, so I feel kind of good about keeping those. I have this CoverGirl True Blend blush in So Flushed. It's supposed to be a dupe for the NARS Orgasm, I think, and I like it, and it's not bad. You can kind of sort of see that, not really, but it's very pinky. I kind of like it. I like it a little bit more than the Milani Luminoso blush. I think that's something I should mention. I think that it just like looks better. It's not quite as gold. I think the Milani one is a little bit too gold for me, like in terms of like preference, not so much that like how it works. So I think I'm gonna put it a little bit further up top. I think the rest I have one from Hard Candy. It is one of their like luminous blushes. It's a silk blush and it's in the shade Gush blush. And it looks like this. It's very like sparkly in the pan, but it's not very sparkly like on the skin. Like it's a very nice color, but I think I'm going to get rid of it just because it's not one I really gravitate toward using, especially in that tone. So I'm going to pass on that one. Highlighters, I think I'm going to keep all of these because most of them are ColourPop or Wet n Wild. And while I'm not the biggest fan of ColourPop, I do like the tones, so I think I am going to keep it for that reason. All of my eyebrow products and eyeshadow primers I'm going to keep because I just like the way they look. I have a couple different mascaras. I wanted to get rid of the Elf and J Kissa mascara because I don't use it, but it's my only brown mascara, so I feel like I do need to hold on to it. I'm going to keep my It Superhero only because it's the only one I have. Well, I have one that's not open, so I'm going to get rid of that one. But I'm going to keep this one that I might have used like once or twice. I like the old formula better, and I'm kind of disappointed they changed the formula because it's not my favorite, and it kind of like flakes. I have this one from Collab Beauty. It's the Works Wow Effect All-in-One Mascara. I'm going to get rid of this just because I don't like the shape of the brush. It's not one of those hourglass shapes that I prefer. It doesn't really do what I want. And I just don't ever get interested in using it. So I'm going to pass on that. Let's see. What else do I have? I have a lot of minis that I don't use. So I'm definitely going to need to get into those and like test those out just to see how I feel about those. My lipstick drawer is a bit of a mess. I have a lot in here that I don't use, stuff that I don't really gravitate toward. I'm going to get rid of the NYX Lingerie Push-Up lipstick in the shade Exotic. I really do like this shade, and I think it's a really nice mauve-y, like deep shade, but I think my mom would like it, and I feel like it might be something she would use, so I'm going to give that to her. Let's see. I have a lot of ones that like look the same that I feel like I could like shrink down my collection. Am I going to? Probably not. Could I? Yes. I think I'm going to get rid of this lippy stick from ColourPop in the shade Brink. It's one of their matte ones, just because I don't typically use it. It looks like it's never been used. There's my cat in the background. I'm going to get rid of it just because I don't use it, and maybe someone else can use it that I know, since I haven't used it. I have one of ColourPop's lip pencils, lippy sticks, and Hike House. It's from their collection Sandstone or Sandstorm. I'm going to be getting rid of that because I don't use it. I hate whenever they put out collections, ColourPop especially, that make me feel like I need to get the lip products. Meanwhile, they come out with those lip product, like those lip colors all the time. I have a bunch of lip pencils. I think I'm all going to keep them because, like lip liners, just because I don't use lip liner all that much, and I feel like I need to keep the colors that I have. Okay, what are these? Okay, I think I'm going to get rid of this one from Rimmel. It's one of their Exaggerate lip liners, and it's in the shade East End Snob. So fitting for me. It's just not the right tone for me, and I just don't find myself using it ever. I have two that look the same. Let's see. No, they're not the same. Never mind. No, wait. No, they're not. No. Okay, so I think the rest of those I'm going to keep. I need to go through and, like, talk about the lip products that I do have, just to kind of, like, show you guys. Because I feel like I have a lot of lip products, but I use, like, the same, like, 4 in my videos. And that's kind of a problem. Shouldn't be doing that. I think I am going to get rid of, though, this e.l.f. lipstick in Cider. I recently got it, and I hate this packaging. That's honestly the reason I'm going to get rid of it. Plus, I think the shade's a little bit too deep for me. I think this might have been a product I got for free from e.l.f. because like, if you spend so much money, you get it for free. So that one I'm also going to get rid of. Okay, I have a couple different products here. Let's see. I have the Jeffree Star Powder. I really like this, so I'm going to hold on to it. But it's one that, like, I'm not going to repurchase because I don't like the brand. I have this one from Ciate London. It's the Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. I'm going to get rid of this, not because I don't like it. It's very finely milled, and I find that I like those kind of setting powders, especially the loose ones. I typically don't even reach for loose setting powder, but I'm going to get rid of it because I hate coconut. I'm going to keep the Joa Selfie Ready Setting Powder in Peach. This was a recommendation from Tawney, if that tells you how long ago I purchased this. Probably like over a year ago, and I don't use it, but I'm going to keep it to then use it because it's something that I really want to start using more often. I'm going to get rid of the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I believe mine's in like, yeah, it's in the shade Light. I just don't find myself reaching for it, and I feel like there's someone out there who could get better use out of it than I could. I have the Coty Airspun powder in the translucent shade, and I'm gonna put it out where I can use it. I hate the smell of this, but I love the way it looks. Like, it works so well, but it smells so awful, and it bothers me, but like, it works. That's the problem. I have the Maybelline City Bronzer in 100, and I also have it in 200, but I'm gonna get rid of 100 because I find it's a little bit too light, and I don't really like how light it is. Okay. Okay, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to get rid of the e.l.f. matte blotting powder. I've never used it and I just don't reach for stuff like this, so I'm just going to declutter it now. I could get rid of, I have two that are I have two baked bronzers, and I hate baked bronzer. I have one from JCat. It's the Golden Soleil baked bronzer in the shade Bora Bora Beach, which was a recommendation from Kathleen Lights. And then I have the Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer in Sunswept from Flower Beauty. Honestly, the JCat one is a little bit too orange, and it makes me look way too, like, tan, but in a bad way, like if you use too much. This looks like it's very like yellow tone, so I'm actually going to keep this to see if I can use it, and I'm going to get rid of the JCat one because honestly it's been like a long time coming. I have a couple different mascaras that I'm going to get rid of. Let's see. That one's not open. I'm going to keep that one. The It Superhero I'm going to get rid of because I've never used it. I have the ColourPop BFF Volumizing Mascara in the Blackest Black. I'm going to get rid of it because I just didn't like the way it looked on me. It wasn't my type of mascara, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And I have the Almay Extreme Length Mascara in Blackest Black. I always buy Blackest Black. I like never get brown mascara, so I'm going to get rid of it. It does have the shape that I want, but I just never reach for it, and I honestly don't think I've ever used it. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Ooh, these are all tough choices. I have the Balm Take Me the Bronze in Thomas. It's one of their anti-orange bronzers. I'm going to get rid of it because I hate to say this about a product that claims to be anti-orange, but I found that it looked a tinge orange on me. So I'm going to get rid of that. Controversial, I know. Okay, this is new. I need to put this up where I'm going to know to use it because it's a new product and I need to get more use out of it. But yeah, I think that was a good one on all of my random ones. So then I have a couple different blush and bronzer contour palettes that I'm going to go through. I have this Sleek palette that's like half cream, half not. I'm going to get rid of it because I never use this and I'm just never like reaching for it. I have this Milani highlighting trio. It's the Stellar Lights and Rose Gold. I'm going to get rid of it because I've never touched it and I just don't ever reach for stuff like this. I have the e.l.f. I believe it's the, Modern Metals palette in, or I think it's just the original one or whatever. I'm going to get rid of this. I know a lot of people like this. I think Alyssa Ashley was the one that talked me into getting this, but I just don't reach for any of these types of shades other than the orange blush, and I have plenty of others that aren't in a palette, so I am going to get rid of that. I have this Hank and Henry highlighter that I dropped, but it's still okay. It's in the shade Nightlight, or it's Brilliant Pearls Highlight Nightlight. This is supposed to be a dupe for that mystery color in the highlighting trio from Jeffree Star, so I'm keeping that, but I don't use it quite as much. I have a couple different highlighting and blush palettes that I don't use that I need to use. I really like this one from BH Cosmetics. It's the Glowing in Grease. I can't move it anymore because I dropped this and it broke. And that's like my favorite shade in this whole thing. I really like Mykonos too. So I'm going to try and get more use out of this. But honestly, it might be one that gets on the chopping block just because I don't ever reach for something like that. Let's see. Let's put these back in. I have a Z palette from ColourPop that has eyeshadows in it that I don't use, but I'm keeping it just because. I have this Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Bronzer Palette. I think I'm going to keep this because I've wanted a bronzer palette like this that's strictly bronzing and doesn't have any kind of like highlighting or luminizing or anything, like none of your like concealer type shade tones or anything like that. So I'm going to hold on to this. And it was also a recommendation that I believe, I forget who told me about it, but it was recommended and I was like, okay, I'll try it out. I have this one from Profusion. It's the Contour Makeup Case. I'm going to get rid of it because I don't use it. And I have other contour palettes that I like better. And then I also have the Makeup Revolution Baked one. I'm going to get rid of this because I, just looking at it now, do not like it. Like, it's shedding on me and there's too many shimmer shades in it. And I just, like, I don't know why I kept it for so long because it's not one that I ever, like, get excited to use. And then I think my eyeshadow palettes are fairly good. I've gone through those recently. I do know I need to declutter some of them, but I'm still working on like testing them out to see how I feel about them, just to see if there are any that I would like to get rid of. And then all of my foundations I have gone through as well. So I think that's kind of it for this video. I hope it didn't let any of you guys down in terms of like what all I got rid of and what all I talked about. I do have a big pile of things I'm getting rid of or giving to other people, so I think that's kind of a plus. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell somewhere down below so you get notified when I upload. I will see you in my next video. Bye!